What's up? This is the THATHAN, and that's as energetic as I'm gonna get. Sorry about that. This is my channel. I've got Road to Become Rocky. Right now I'm grounded, so I can't do any physical exercise, but I have been making progress on the next episode. Also, I do a few storytime videos, but they're either too boring, or I snitch and embarrass myself in front of my family. So those story videos are gonna be quite slow. But either way, I just want to talk about Donda, the new album. I'm not gonna talk too much about the album itself, about how popular and how many people like it and how big it's gonna get. I watched a video by Optimus. He's inspired me to do YouTube, and I've seen him grow for a long time. But he's a big Kanye West fan, and like we'll have our differences. I don't mind a bit of Kanye West, but he seems to love Kanye West, like a cult level of obsession. And he made a video talking about how good and how popular the new album is. But I tried to give it a listen, and I got a few criticisms that I'd like to critique. Number two, the album's too big, and like I don't understand why there's part twos. Why not just make it one song? You don't have to make songs a certain limit before you have to have a sequel. Like Lil Uzi Vert, he had EXO Tour Live, and he had P2. But P2, which kind of is a direct sequel to EXO Tour, that came out in a second album that came out many years after EXO Tour, and it's understandable why P2 exists. It's an actual sequel, but it literally has a sequel to a song in the same album. I'm not too much of a fan of that. And another thing is, I like collabs. I like hearing a few of my favorite artists, musicians, a few of my favorite rappers collaborate and make music. But it feels like Kanye just sat on his ass and made everyone else make his album. Like, I swear, there's more of other people than him himself on this album. Now you can argue that he was mixing or he was more responsible behind the scenes, but rap wise, he doesn't really do that much. He does, I have to admit, but it's just not that good. The songs sound very similar, they're very boring, and the instrumentals, the mixing is it's just not good at all. I'm not a fan of it. Like, you ever look at Logic, it's all very different, yet you can tell it's all Logic. But this album is it's just not good. And also with Logic, I was referring to Tarantino 3. Now that's a recent album that I love. I think it's one of my favourite albums actually, Tarantino 3, unlike Donda.
Right, and as you can see here, Donda, boring album cover, and 1 hour and 48, 1 hour and 48 minutes. 1 hour and 48 minutes. And, well, I admit, some songs are not actual like songs, like Donda Chant. It's just someone chanting Donda. That's a boring song. Most of these songs are boring. Also, some people do like Moon, but I also find them really auto-tuned. You can argue they're not auto-tuned, and they're just good musicians. They're just good. But no, they honestly are obviously auto-tuned, and they're like so auto-tuned it kind of hurts my ears. Like, I don't care if it's not perfect. No one's truly perfect, and that's what I kind of like about songs. When, like with Nirvana, there was I can't remember which song it was, but like the guys Kurt got the word wrong in a verse, but they just liked it enough to keep it and stuff like that. But this is just so I just don't like it at all. Like, it's like 27 songs. That's not necessary. Now, if we look at Tarantino 3, it's only 33 minutes, right? And there's only 12 songs. And if you get rid of the stupid skit and the intro, it's actually 10 songs. Now, these 4 were singles, so added into the album. So technically only 6 songs were part of this album, like 6 original songs. The other 4 were singles that were made just before Tarantino 3. And if we look at the artwork here, we can't zoom. Can we zoom in? Okay, no, but you believe me. It's like burning truck. It looks like a zombie. You got the mummy bandage, and also he's holding up 3 fingers, as in it's the third Tarantino. And it's just a I like this album. It's great. But we go back to like Kanye's. What's so good about that album cover? It's boring. The songs are too much, and I'm too scared to play on them. But it's just not a good album at all, and I do not understand why people love this album so much. Like, I watched a H3 podcast. Actually, I'll talk about this in another clip.
Now, H3 on their podcast, I don't listen to their podcast. I listen to a bit of their highlight. The only podcast I listen to is Joe Rogan before I sleep every night, or at least I try to. But what was it? H3, he was talking about it, and he pretty much had the same opinions as me. So on one hand, you got people like Optimus, who seem to love it, and I'll leave a link to Optimus. And on the other hand, you got H3, who are pretty much more like me. So you're seeing my arguments, and, well, argue with me in the comments. So I like discussion and stuff. So this is THATHAN. I hope you like this small video. I'm going to try and get back into YouTube. Basically, I had a party and now I'm grounded for a while, so I was fortunately given a laptop, and that's it. Other than that, I'm stuck at home and I'm super bored. So, yeah. See you soon.